All right, let's talk about this birdhouse. I love this birdhouse.
Spring's coming. The birds are going to need new houses.
This is like a penthouse for birds. This is really cool.
This is a
great
nice one.
features.
You see all kinds of birdhouses out there. Some of them are little metal things with metal leaves and decorative, and just not a good home for the birds. What makes a good home for the birds? One, wood. It's thick, and it helps absorb the heat, restrict the heat from moving through, and when it's in the sun. It does a little bit of helping protect from the wind and the cold if it should happen in the spring and summer. But this one has all the features you would look for. You need ventilation at the top, right here. So as the heat builds up in here, and they do like it hot. Full sun is a good place for one of these houses. Summertime, it's 90 degrees out there, it's full sun, it's going to get very warm. You've got to let the heat out at the top, right there.
Oh, good.
Hole size. I've seen all kinds of things about if it's for this particular bird, it's got to be exactly this size. If it's a chickadee, it's got to be exactly this size. Give me exactly 1 1/4, or this is a 1-inch hole, or this is exactly a 2-inch hole, or for the eastern bluebird, it's got to be 1 1/2. Not really. Not really. I don't know who made all that up. It's got to be big enough for the bird you're interested in, or any bird, to get in and out. If it's too big, predators can come in and out really easy, or perhaps starlings can get in and out. If it's too small, like most of them are, but most of them are aired on the small size, because people don't know they make a 1-inch hole or a 1 1/4-inch hole, and bluebirds can't get in that. They can't do it.
Yeah.
Chickadee can, a wren can, that's about it. So you want something that's got at least a 1 1/2-inch hole.
Okay.
2 inches is not a problem, but I'd say most of them would be 1 1/2. That's perfectly okay. Another thing about the hole, as a safety precaution, this has a block on the front of it. You see it sticks out right here?
Yeah.
If there's, in the wood, the hole is about that thick with the wood. A predator, if he gets up here, like a raccoon, can hang on, stick his arm in there and reach down.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe grab the young, especially if the bluebird's on their second nest, you didn't clean
Or
it
an
out.
egg.
And the eggs are way up here.
Yeah.
So what happens if you make that extended, the raccoon can get its arm in there, can't bend down to get
Yeah.
anything. So it's a safety feature for the birds inside, and the birds can sneak through this tunnel to get in there. This one has a feature that a lot of people
Oh,
like.
this is the greatest thing. I love this feature.
Whoops, wrong one. There we go. You can flip this open this up right here.
Yeah.
You can see in. There's a plexiglass thing there so the birds don't jump out if they're young in the nest.
Yeah.
And you probably won't disturb the birds that much if you're careful, especially if you tap on the thing and give them make some noise come in there. They'll learn that you're coming. They'll jump out. The
best-
females will jump out, get off the nest, and
Yeah.
they won't bother. You won't bother them. But there's a spare one of these inside the box. In this particular one, there's a spare because the squirrel's going to start chewing this up.
Oh.
So when it gets really raggedy, you just replace it. The plexiglass can be taken out for cleaning. There's a little wire mesh tray right here.
Yeah, I love that.
And you see it's up also. So when the bird starts building a nest from here up, any parasites, mainly like blowfly larvae, where they're a problem, will be in there. They'll fall through
That's
to
wonderful.
the bottom of the tray down here and not be able to get back up into the straw where they can affect the birds. It's just a good way to keep things. And if
That's
it
a
rains hard and
great
gets in the door,
idea.
it has a way to drop down here and get out.
Yeah.
Speaking of the rain,
What
if
a
you
great design.
you see the little corners down here, they do two functions. One, if rainwater does get in, they got a place to drain. Also, cooler air can come in here, up through the nest, and out the top.
Wonderful.
So those are some of the things that make it a good birdhouse, and a slanted roof, of course. And it looks good.
It looks great.
But something like that is really what you want your birds to have.
Yeah.
Pole mounted out in an open area on a tree is not great, but
And it's not
okay.
bad. This is $40. You get
Yeah.
so much enjoyment out
And
of
that's a
them.
really nice house.
Yeah. And I think it might make it a little easier to clean with that little tray because you just go in and get the nest and get it out.
Yeah, and you do want to clean them after the nesting. Like with bluebirds, they'll try up to three times, sometimes 4 times in a season to have young. So after you see the activity stop, go look. If the eggs are gone, the birds are gone, pull the nest out, hose out the inside, let it dry, close it back up. So it'll be clean. They'll rebuild a nest very quickly, and there
Yeah.
won't be parasites in it.